People send me really dumb comments about how I'm destroying rural towns with my Airbnbs in Sicily. This video is to explore if Airbnbs are hurting or helping the communities. I cover living globally and how to afford it. My name is Carl Pierre, and this is ENTP Life. I bought into the whole €1 home promotion being advertised online and decided to buy 2 homes in the city of Sicily. I covered my entire journey right here on the channel.
This is a perfect example of the type of homes that you get here for €1. It's completely dead, but it has all this historical charm. You have the original wood door, wrought ironwork, where if you look at a lot of the other houses here, they'll have this ironwork at the top of their doorway along with the family initials so that you know exactly who lives there. There's a lot of detail and a lot of charm to these sort of buildings. And for those who kind of want to rebuild, this is the perfect blank slate, so to speak.
Ever since I posted the finished product, most people have been positive, but the internet has a way of bringing out the troll of trolly people. As a result, I've gotten quite a bit of negative attention for renting my properties on Airbnb. Well, let's see what the mayor of Sicily thinks about my efforts.
Io credo che il progetto di rigenerazione urbana Casa €1 che abbiamo lanciato ormai nel fine 2017 stia avendo un grande risultato e lo racchiudo in 2 micro risultati. Da un punto di vista c'è un risultato sotto il profilo della capacità di attrarre nuovi capitali soprattutto dall'estero e quindi nuove persone, ma la cosa a mio avviso ancora più importante, anche se immateriale, è quella di attrarre nuove persone con abitudini, con culture, con esperienze di vita e professionali diverse che possono aiutare a far crescere la nostra comunità. L'esperienza in questi 3 anni è un'esperienza di persone che sono venute, stranieri che sono venuti a comprare casa. Ad oggi ne abbiamo vendute circa 280 a cittadini stranieri di 18 nazionalità diverse, quindi non solo europei ma anche statunitensi, anche dell'America Latina, anche dell'Australia, russi, quindi diverse culture, diverse professionalità. E quello che vedo è una qualità umana e professionale delle persone che sono venute molto alta e quindi una voglia di restituire alla comunità, in questo caso a Mussomeli, qualcosa della loro esperienza, del loro vissuto, e questo a mio avviso è uno dei risultati immateriali in questo momento più importanti che si tradurrà in una crescita del nostro territorio.
To be clear, I'm barely generating revenue on my units, so this wasn't a money grab. This was a passion project to help showcase this awesome town. Let's take a look at how my apartment is performing. This is my Sicily calendar, okay, for November 2020 at the time that I'm filming this. As you can see, I'm only charging $49 a night. It's low season. This is a 1-bedroom house. This is not a room. This is a whole house for rent. So it offers better value than a typical Airbnb, which is just renting you a room. I had 1 guest earlier in the month that was spending 3 nights there. I made €163 on that, which is at this point about $163. And then I have another guest who checked in towards the end of the month, and that's $209. So that's a total of $363 brought in to my rental. So this is not big money here. This is, peanuts compared to what I make, but it keeps people in the house. It keeps the house active, and it's bringing new life to the town. Now, this person, Kevin, he actually had another couple with him. And he was like, you know what? Do you have any other properties or any other space that I could use? And I have my other house, which is my 2-bedroom house that's not listed on Airbnb. It's my family house. And I said, you know what? Yeah, I could open that up for you so that you guys have your privacy. And I made another $209 on that other house. Now, the good thing about this is that these people are in the town, spending money in Sicily, getting to know this city that I love. And my cleaner, who turns over the properties, she's my co-host, she earns money on every cleanup, her and her sister. They go in, they turn over, they do the laundry, they earn a good portion of this hosting fee. I charge a small 25 euro cleaning fee because that's reasonable for Italy. And I pay them probably close to triple that so that they could turn over my units. So on this month, they're getting 3 cleanings, a little extra money coming in, all because I'm deciding not to just keep these properties empty and I'm hosting on Airbnb. Now, if we look back and, for anybody, or look forward, for anybody who's thinking of this as an investment opportunity, I would say my average month looks like this, $200 to $300 a month. This is not big money. It's the low season, especially in the winter. So when I say that I don't think these properties are investment grade in Musameli, I mean it. This is not a place that you're going to go and make a bunch of money on Airbnb. This is a place that you purchase a property because you really want to be there and that you love the idea of having a home in Old Sicily, or you love the idea of being in this town. This is not a money grab by any sense of the imagination. However, I am focusing on other areas that are better for tourism that I'll make much more money on, but more on that later. For those of you who are hell-bent on starting an Airbnb in this town, there's a few things that I think that you can do to improve bookings. The first thing that I think that you should do is actually sign up to Booking.com. A lot of people in Europe are more familiar with Booking.com. I learned this when I had my Airbnbs down in Medellin, Colombia, because a lot of people would reserve on Booking.com more than on Airbnb. And there was a large European crowd that was coming to Medellin through Booking. So I've been thinking about setting up my Booking.com account to host these properties there to see if I'll get a bump up in booking. Maybe I get one more booking per month and I could turn $400 or $500 per month on these properties. This property I paid a total of about $40,000 on. So if I was making 1% a month return on investment, I would consider that pretty good. That's what I target in the United States. So I might do that to kind of increase the tenancy rate, but this is what you can do in Musameli. Just giving you the heads up that don't expect that you'll be making a ton of money on this. So here's what you trolls are missing, since your mental capacity can't handle how people like me are helping to push towns like this forward. When you go into one of these small towns, whether you're living there full-time, part-time, you're doing a vacation rental, you're actually doing that small town a major service. First of all, you're picking up a property that has usually been abandoned. There's nobody taking responsibility for it. It's getting weathered, old. Some of them are actually falling over and can be a problem or hazard to the community. So one of us comes along and decides we're going to fix this old treasure. You're employing people in the area. You're now paying into the tax pool because an abandoned property isn't collecting taxes. And you're buying local products and goods, which is helping the local stores out. And the idea is that at some point, you're going to be visiting to spend money in that town, buy groceries, go to the local restaurants, and actually add presents. How could you say that's possibly a bad thing? For those people who are going and turning these properties into Airbnbs or vacation rentals, they're taking it actually a step further because they're doing everything that I said, plus they're visiting themselves, and they're creating space for other people to visit. And why that is special is that when people are visiting, they're naturally spending more money and they're being introduced to these small areas that they would otherwise overlook and get to see that there's potential for them to maybe do the same thing, whether they relocate permanently, buy a summer house there, or put up another vacation rental. So before you start thinking about people being predatory in this practice and that projects like this should only be sold to long-term residents and it shouldn't be sold to investors or it shouldn't be sold to people who are looking to profiteer, why would you think something so stupid? Obviously, all of these things are beneficial to the community. How could you think that this is a bad thing? The only reason that you could think that this is a bad thing is because you don't have the mental fortitude or foresight to understand that people who are doers are actually stimulating and moving the economy forward. You know, I'd like to say something to anyone who's thinking about drafting negative comments about people who are investing time and effort to do something about fixing an obvious problem. Save yourself the hard work of typing up a ferocious comment. Get up and design the world that you want to live in, rather than telling people who are out there that they aren't doing it in the way that you think it should be done. For anyone else looking to get involved in projects like this, message me through cheaphousesinitaly.com or check out this cool project that I'm piecing together and see for yourself what's possible in Italy.